Welcome. I don't usually do too many of these live streams anymore, but I know everyone wants to hear, maybe according to Twitter, not everyone wants to hear my take on the Jets hiring Nathaniel Hackett as offensive coordinator and what that means for their possibility of acquiring Aaron Rodgers this offseason. So, you know, people were saying, I posted earlier that I thought this was a terrible hire if they did not get Aaron Rodgers. It would only make sense if the Jets brought in Aaron Rodgers. Before I get into that, I just want to thank everyone who's watching the video. As always, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notifications bell. If you like the content. And also don't forget about the super chat, stickers, and membership options with the YouTube channel. And as always, it's in the comments description under every show. But my Patreon is the best way to support me. I've been told that I don't promote the Patreon enough. I don't know how that's possible because I promote it on every show, on Twitter, like incessantly, like all the time, but apparently I don't promote it enough. So if you want to get my takes on these kind of stuff all the time, because I don't always go for a video. I don't always come live to do a video. Sometimes I don't want to record or whatever. I don't want to write a video. Sometimes I want to write something, but DLF has other people writing other things. It takes a long time to do that. Or, sometimes I just don't feel like going live. But if you want always my takes, they're always going to be in my Patreon. Discord is the best place to have that conversation. And this is the link where you can sign up for just $5 a month. You get the Discord and my rankings. So you can see how if and when Aaron Rodgers is traded, how my Dynasty rankings will change. I just posted the rookie ranks there. The rookie ranks. I just posted my initial rookie ranks, so you can check that out. And then, at the higher tiers, you get the DM service, which is where I'll go through your startup or your existing roster and walk you through it. I do love going through startups. I haven't had anyone join and want to do a startup with me in a long time, to be honest. So if you're interested in my help with a startup to start you off with a good team, click on that Patreon link right there, and I'll get you set up. Thoughts on Elijah Moore with new OC? Well, I will say that Nathaniel Hackett is not my idea of a good offensive coordinator. So there was some pushback. I said that he sucked without Aaron Rodgers. There was some pushback. People said, well, he was good. Well, no, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. It's actually a big lie. So let's see here. It says he had 5. Let's throw out 2016, where's the interim OC. He was 19th in yards, then 26th, then 23rd, then 6th in that one great year in Jacksonville, 2017. Everyone rides him on that. And then 28th in 2018, fired. So, it really wasn't so good. Outside of, in his first 4 years as an offensive coordinator before he got to Green Bay, in 2013, 2014, and 2018, he was below average in yards and points in all of those seasons. He was great in 2017, where he was 6th and 5th in yards and points, but he was below average in 3 out of those 4 seasons as an offense coordinator. Then he goes to Green Bay, and 2019 is still not all that great. Middle of the road. And then 2020 and 2021 are pretty good. 2020 is excellent, and 2021 is above average with Aaron Rodgers. But really, he's had 3 seasons below average and 1 that was great without Aaron Rodgers. And with Aaron Rodgers, he had 1 season that was average and 2 that were significantly above average, with one of those being great. So when I say that Nathaniel Hackett has really only been a good offensive coordinator with Aaron Rodgers, that's pretty close to the truth. Anyone can have 1 good season here and there, but he performed significantly better in his 3 seasons with Aaron Rodgers. His resume did not really dictate that he deserved another opportunity. I mean, he was fired unceremoniously during the 2018 season. His resume didn't really dictate another opportunity, but he got one because, he was familiar and well-known in league circles. There were other things. He got another opportunity. And then, you got with Aaron Rodgers, he made the most of it. And Aaron Rodgers seemed to really like him. There's many quotes of Aaron Rodgers saying good things about Nathaniel Hackett. So to me, the hire only makes sense, just like the hiring as Denver head coach only made sense, if they're going to get Aaron Rodgers. If they're not going to get Aaron Rodgers, it really doesn't make any sense. As for thoughts on Elijah Moore, I don't care. I don't think Nathaniel Hackett himself, Nathaniel Hackett is incompetent. So unless he has Aaron Rodgers. If Aaron Rodgers comes to the team, it's not going to matter who the OC is. It's just going to do what Aaron wants to do on a new team. So I'm not really concerned about that. If Aaron Rodgers doesn't show up, then we'll have to see. But the offensive coordinator doesn't really affect Elijah Moore for me specifically. I'm more interested in the quarterback. I think Aaron Rodgers can find a way to use Elijah Moore. Derek Carr even would be a major upgrade. But I will say, Elijah Moore was not good with Mike White. Elijah Moore was not good with Joe Flacco. Elijah Moore was not good at all. No matter who was playing, Elijah Moore was bad. So in year 2, he was good in year 1, but not so good in year 2. I'm hoping that maybe, the old OC just didn't like him or for whatever reason. We'll have to see. Well, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen because the Packers are refusing to trade Aaron Rodgers within the NFC. So that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. For me, really, I'm looking at these odds here. It's what it says. It says, if Aaron Rodgers is traded to the AFC, I'm reading it on Sportsline right now. What are the odds to acquire him? Jets minus 250. Titans plus 600. Colts plus 1,000. Raiders plus 13. And Patriots plus 15. So, yeah. Those odds kind of signify that Aaron Rodgers is very likely to be traded to the Jets. Doesn't take any of the other destinations seriously, and I am taking the Packers at their word that they won't trade Rodgers in the NFC. So, to me, I don't want to say it seems like this is a done deal because you never know, but I think, to be honest, I think the most likely scenario is that he will because it's that or retire, and he's 59 million reasons why he's not going to retire. He's 59 million reasons why he's not going to retire. It's just that simple. These are the two things. He's either, from what's happened lately and what I've heard, really at this point, there's two choices. I don't think he's going to retire. Two choices. He's either going to play for the Jets or he's going to play for the Packers. That's it. Those look like those are the two choices. It just doesn't look like there's going to be another choice. Those are the possibilities. He will either, no, he can't do that. He can't do that because then he'd have to give the $60 million back. He'd owe them money if he retired because they paid the accelerated signing bonus. So he can't do that. He's not going to retire. It's going to cost him $60 million to retire. I don't care who you are. $60 million is a lot of money. He's not going to retire. He is going to either play for the Packers or play for the Jets. That's the reality. And I think people, it's starting to seem like that's getting into the mindset of people in the NFL because you're not really hearing about other teams being interested, or you are, but it's not serious. It's not a serious conversation. I really think this is going to play out soon. Because the Derek Carr trade has to move soon. That one has to move soon. So another team, whoever requires Derek Carr, is obviously going to be out of the running. I think that the Jets were in on Derek Carr. They wanted Derek Carr, but they did their homework and now have decided they prefer Aaron Rodgers. They're going all out after Aaron Rodgers, even if it means missing out on Derek Carr. And I can't blame them because I don't think Derek Carr would get them over the top. Not that Aaron Rodgers will, but I think this gets done. I really do. In terms of compensation, I don't know. The Jets pick 13th overall. Is that enough? Probably it should be to get Aaron Rodgers. It should be. I don't really think it should cost more. What might happen is the Jets give 13 overall. And if a conditional pick, if Rodgers plays in 2024 for them, the Packers get maybe another second. I don't think they're going to get 2 firsts for Aaron Rodgers at this point. I think he's 39 years old, a lot of money. I don't think they're going to get 2 firsts, but maybe they'll be able to squeeze something beyond 13th overall, but it's not going to be much more. So I think that'll be the kind of compensation in this kind of deal. And when it comes to Dynasty, I mean, it's a big, it's a big deal, I would say. Garrett Wilson, I think Aaron Rodgers will find a way to utilize Garrett Wilson. Elijah Moore, maybe he'll rebound his career. With this kind of quarterback coming in, Corey Davis will be gone. He's going to be a cap casualty. And then we'll see what the Jets do. Obviously, if they trade their 13th overall pick, they're not going to be able to acquire a wide receiver with that pick. But I also don't think they're going to be doing that anyway. I saw Mel Kiper mock Jackson Smith and Jigba to the Jets. I thought that was a little much. I mean, they spent a first rounder on a receiver last year. I don't know if they're going to spend a first rounder on receivers 2 years in a row. And it would mean they spent a second or first round pick on a receiver 4 years in a row if they did that. Second on Denzel Mims in 2020, second on Elijah Moore in 2021, first on Garrett Wilson. Then I don't see that as very likely. But, maybe they'll get one additional weapon. They could maybe sign Alan Lazard in free agency to replace Corey Davis to accommodate Aaron Rodgers. Am I still doing team? Well, I never stopped. I never stopped. That's what my Patreon is. That's what it is. I mean, that's one thing you could do. That's one thing you could do. When I say you get one team, I always think it's more, you get more value if you do the startup with me, then you start good. So I always say, if you're going to buy one team, you might as well buy a team you're doing a startup. Because then you get me from the beginning. I don't have to dig you out of a hole or dig you out of trouble or anything. But yeah, that's what my Patreon is. So yes, I will always be doing team reviews on my Patreon. It's not a review though. That's not what I would call it. Because a review implies that I look at it and then that's done. That's not what really we're doing. What we're really doing is it's a relationship you build over time. We work with your team as it goes. It's not a one static review and then it's over. If I wanted to do that, I wouldn't use Patreon. I would just charge once for it, look at it, give you my takeaways, and move on. Wouldn't do that on Patreon because there's no reason to monthly charge for that. It's a relationship where I continue to help your team over time. So yeah, maybe when we start, I'll do a little review, I guess. But it's it's more of a working with it over time, or helping you through a startup or a rookie draft or whatever. And then I do start sit-in season for any number of teams you want to do, whatever. That's always a part of it in season. But yeah, no, I'm always doing that, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. My Patreon really has changed very little since the start. The only thing that's really major change was when I added the Discord. And that's been, I would say, a big change, but maybe was good for product. I'm not sure it's been good for me money-wise. It's been, harder for me to convince people to spend the extra money on the higher tiers. But, you get DM access to me in the higher tiers. So if you get out what you put in. If you really ask me a lot of questions and you want to ask me questions every day, higher tier is worth it. If you're going to ask me one question every month, then you probably don't need it. And the $5 tier is probably a better value for you. But, for the higher tiers, if you're really active and you're on Twitter every day and you want to ask me questions every day, that it can be a great value. So it's just a matter of, how involved you want to be with the Patreon. And that's, can help you inform what tier you want to sign up at. But I do think the $5 a month tier is a good value for anybody. The rankings and the Discord, I think, are worth the $5 a month for pretty much all Dynasty players, Dynasty managers. So I always sell that one as the value, so to speak, of the Patreon. When it comes to any additional things, of course, there's the Packers side of this with Jordan Love. I do think, though, one thing I do think is this is not sustainable to carry it over. Either they're going to get it together with Aaron Rodgers. They're going to be like, well, we're not going to trade you. We're good. We're moving forward. And then Jordan Love will be gone. Or they'll not get it together with Aaron Rodgers, and then Jordan Love will be the starter. I don't think there's a universe in which the Packers bring in someone else to be their starter. I think if they do trade Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love will be their starter. They might bring in a veteran backup or something, but Jordan Love will be their starter for 2023 at a minimum. And I would expect them, if they traded Rodgers, to pick up Love's 2024 option, because I don't know why they wouldn't. They've come this far. You might as well commit to him for 2 years. It's not that long. And then if he's really bad, you just wash your hands and move on, probably firing everyone in the process. But I'm not optimistic about the Packers next year with Rodgers or Love, because their dead cap situation is brutal. But if they get like 13th overall for trading Aaron Rodgers away, they would be funny if they traded Aaron Rodgers and then picked like Jackson Smith and Jigba with that pick. Finally giving Jordan Love a weapon they were unwilling to give Aaron Rodgers for 17 years or whatever. But that would be hilarious irony. But it doesn't really matter much, because it's a hypothetical. We don't know what they're going to do. Outside of that, I would say keep an eye on this story. There was also, in other news, Frank Reich was hired as the coach of the Panthers. I may do another live stream on that. I don't think it's too big of an impact, but I do think Frank Reich is not going to accept a mediocre quarterback situation. So that's not true. He's going to do something like he did with Matt Ryan and Carson Wentz. He's going to do something. It may not be good, but he's going to do something. So count them as a potential player for Derek Carr as well. Definitely. The Panthers would be in as a possibility for Derek Carr with Frank Reich there. So I don't think there's too much else to say. I don't want this video to drag on too long. But if you made it to the end, I just want to thank you for watching it. I want to thank everyone who's supported the channel over the past, year and a half. No, it's been longer than that, like a couple of years. So I thank everyone for that. And I'll be back with reaction videos whenever I get a chance. I'm going to continue to do shorts. If I don't have time to sit down for a longer live stream, I'll do some shorts. Just kind of keep it fun, keep it light, and keep the content coming. And as always, our Monday show at 2 p.m. Eastern every week will continue. And we'll have some nice guests on that show to add different voices to the conversation. I think it'll be fun. And then on Tuesday, the DLF live stream that I do that's simulcast on this channel will be returning. It will be every Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. And thank you. So every Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern on the DLF channel, simulcast on here. And we will have a little bit more of topic. I don't have a topic for the first one. We'll have some discussion. I'll have some guests. Ryan will be an additional co-host in addition to Josh and Hutch. It'll be fun. We'll do some mock drafts on there. Use some of the DLF tools a little more than we've had in the past. Try to highlight some of the nice products that DLF has to offer on their website. And we might even try to get the Discord more involved, the DLF Discord. Because I know that that's something that they're really trying to push. And I think it's, as someone who runs my own Discord, I think it's a great thing. So I'm going to try to get perhaps the Discord more involved in my DLF live stream. But I'm going to try to make that the best show it can be. And, you're always welcome to watch it here at 7:30 p.m. Eastern every Tuesday. It'll be simulcast on both YouTube channels. But thanks again for watching. And I will see you all next time. Peace.